Welcome to ShortView Trading. It's your morning market hit for Monday 12th of July. What matters for traders today and this week? Well, at the time of filming this video on Monday morning, London time, the jury is still very much out on whether or not a pullback has begun. On Thursday, it looked quite likely. Markets sold off sharply, only to bounce pretty aggressively on Friday as well. Helped, of course, on Friday by that cut in the reserve requirement ratio out of China. But what we saw on Friday was we saw a new closing high on the S&P 500 and sharp bounces in the likes of Russell 2000 and the Dow Jones Transportation Index and banks and so on, areas that have been beaten up pretty sharply over prior trading sessions. But of course, markets often bounce in pullbacks. So we're left asking the question, was Friday's price action a dead cat bounce or the start of a renewed uptrend? And indeed, if you look at charts like the Dow Jones Transportation Index that we're putting up in front of you now, or indeed the Russell 2000 futures that we're also putting up in front of you, both instances it looks very much like a dead cat bounce. The market's been trending lower and it's a sharp rally, having been sharply beaten up in prior trading sessions. Equally, if you look at the US bank sector, similar comments can be made, as you can see from the chart in front of you now. So how do you work out which is correct? Are markets rolling? Or indeed, is that a beginning of a renewed uptrend? Well, it's hard to discern and you have to balance risk and reward. There's clearly an argument in our view that markets are starting to roll. In fact, if you look at the S&P 500's price action, it's pretty fascinating. Yes, it made a new high on Friday, a closing high, but actually the price action is an inverted wedge, suggests great indecision amongst market participants. That often occurs before meaningful pullbacks. And added to that, while some of our short-term market timing models have moved lower and are close to buy, that's definitely not an across-the-board message. And indeed, some of them are still pretty much on sell. Take a look at the fund flows model in front of you now. This model measures hot money in and out to ETFs that track the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ or key equity indices in the US. And you can see it's still very much at high, pretty much on sell levels. And over and above that, really, the leadership in the market in the last few weeks has been tech, technology, the NASDAQ 100, growth stocks, all these sort of areas. And models that look at those areas specifically, look at the NDX 100, other key tech areas, all still very much at or around sell levels. Take, for example, the short-term NASDAQ 100 technical scoring system, very much still at sell. So as I mentioned, it's all about balancing risk reward, looking across the breadth of the models, the breadth of price action, and taking a view in that context. And to see how we're playing this, please see today's daily rag, available to subscribers via the website. Or if you're not a subscriber and you'd like a free trial, please click on the link below. For a 7-day free trial, all you have to give is your name and email address, no credit card details required, and we'll send you the daily rag for free for 7 trading sessions. So what are we watching today and this week? Well, today's pretty quiet, and actually across this week it's fairly quiet in Europe and Asia. Europe's got a bit of inflation data and some car sales later this week. Over in Asia we've got some Chinese data, including retail sales and GDP. But the main action's really out of the States, where we have a lot going on. We have Jerome Powell up on the Hill giving his semi-annual testimony to Congress, doing that twice during this week. We also have some retail sales and CPI data out of the States, as well as NFIB small business optimism. And over and above that, we've got a couple of monetary policy decisions out of the sort of second line central banks of the globe, the New Zealand and the Canadian Central Bank. So that's it from us. That's your morning market hit for Monday 12th of July. Thank you for listening. Please do subscribe to these free videos on YouTube. Simply search under ShortView Trading or follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn and or Facebook. Thank you for listening. Stay safe. Trade well.